Hey, it's Ruby. Welcome to my very favorite videos to watch, to film. The TBR jar chooses our monthly reads. We have the jar here, which I think these prompts will hold us over for the entire year. I don't remember if I added enough to like finish at the end of the year. I'm not sure, but we're gonna choose. We still have a ton of them left. They're just kind of stuck within each other. But yeah, if you follow me regularly, you know my brother was here and he's gone. He's gone back home. He was here for all of July. He was here for 3 weeks of July, and today's like the first day where he's gone. My husband's back at work and I'm alone, which honestly sucks. So I'm gonna distract myself by filming some videos. So for the first pick, we choose 6 picks together. The first pick is always my book club pick, and they're currently voting in the poll, but there's 1 day left. If you didn't know, I do have a fantasy romantasy book club over on Fable, completely free to join, called Ruby and the Gems. And it looks like they're going to choose Kissed by the Gods by Katie Rogan, I think's her name. And I think this is a romantasy book. I've heard mixed stuff, but from what I've heard, it's mostly been positive. So yeah, it looks like that's what's gonna win the poll. So that'll be the first book that we add to the August TBR, and we will revisit the July TBR, but we'll see that in the wrap up instead of here. So for the first book, the colors don't mean anything. So let's just pull the first one. We got a blue one, and this one says, out of your comfort zone. So something out of my comfort zone. So it can't be romance, it can't be fantasy, it can't be sci-fi, and it can't be literary fiction. So what does that leave us with? That leaves us with like historical romance, because that's the only way I'll do historical, which I rarely do. So something historical or horror or thrillers and mysteries. Mysteries would be like the ultimate out of my comfort zone, because I don't really vibe with mysteries. I enjoy thrillers, but you know, often they're like interwoven together. So I guess like thriller, mystery. Dark academia, also not really my thing. It's rare that I like a dark academia book. I don't know that I have any. But yeah, I'm gonna pull some options, and we'll choose the one that makes me squirm the most. So I'm gonna try and actually make myself squirm with these. I'll be back. We have two options. I was trying to look for a dark academia. I don't think that I have one. I have an arc of one, I think. So here are our two options. They're both aardvark books. The first one is something that I'm more comfortable with, and that's historical romance. I don't really read it often. Outside of like the Bridgerton books, I can't remember the last time I read a historical romance, but this is How to Fake It in Society by KJ Charles. And this is not only historical romance, but it is also romance. And I'm very curious about that because, you know, it's not something that is socially accepted in the time period. So I'm interested to see how it goes. It says, he planned to steal a fortune. Instead, he lost his heart. We follow Nicholas Mark. Ooh, I don't know how to say that. We follow Nicholas Mark, and he's making a splash in society. The son of a French noblewoman wrongly convicted for a notorious crime, he hopes to restore his mother's reputation if only he can raise the funds, or at least that's what he tells Titus Pilcrow. Titus was a mere shopkeeper when he found himself unexpectedly married to an immensely wealthy woman on her deathbed. As sole heir to her fortune, he's now the target of every con man and beggar around, including Nico. Broken, desperate, Nico can't believe his luck when Titus offers him a space in his household. It's his big chance to get rich until he falls in love with the man he needs to cheat. Still, Nico is sure they can have a happy ending together if he can find a way out of his own web of lies. So, I mean, it seems cute. I don't know that I'm necessarily in the mood for this right now, based on the story, like the plot. I don't know. But our other option is definitely outside of my comfort zone. It's Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker. And this is horror, which is something that I really don't read often. And this lyrical, wildly inventive horror novel interwoven with Japanese mythology, which I know nothing about. Two people living centuries apart discover a door between their worlds. We have two timelines, October 2026 and then October 1877. One of these people is a ghost, and one of these stories is a lie. Something is hiding beneath the House of Sword ferns, and Lee and Sen will soon wish they'd never unburied it. From these two, this one's definitely most out of my comfort zone. And this is the one I'm choosing because I've got to stay true to the prompt. And this is definitely the one that, you know, I might squirm at the most. So we're going with that one. Next up, let's choose. Is this just one? It's two. I knew it was two. We already did a blue one. Let's do a pink one. Not that it matters, like I said. But yeah, we'll do this pink one, which says a book with an animal or animals on the cover. You can't see it, but I think that's pretty easy. That could be any genre, really. So let's pull some options from some different genres. Okay, for our two options, one of them I think's like not it, but I want to read it. So the first one is a romance. It's Unsteady by Peyton Corrine. And this has, can you see it? His sweatshirt has, I guess, a school mascot. It looks like a wolf or something. So I don't think it counts, but I'm gonna set it aside because I do want to read it. I got the, arc of the latest book, and or not the latest book yeah, it actually is the latest book, but I haven't read any of them, so I do want to read that. But the other one is A Correspondent by Virginia Evans, which has two little birds, which I think, you know, it's what the prompt means. It doesn't mean printed stuff on shirts, so I think I'm gonna go with this one. It's relatively short. It's under 300 pages. This one says, imagine the letters one has sent out into the world, the letters received back in turn are like the pieces of a magnificent puzzle. Isn't there something wonderful in that? To think that a story of one's life is preserved in some way, that this very letter may one day mean something, even if it is a very small thing to someone. So I have no idea. I have no idea what this is about, but what I do know is that we are actively reading letters, and I love that. So I'm gonna go with this one for our second choice because I hear everybody raving about that book, about how amazing it is, and I believe them. So I would love to read it. Third prompt. I can feel there's two again. Yellow. So this one says a cowboy romance. Did I not pull this? I never put them back, so I guess there might have been a second one in there, which tracks. And you know what? I don't even think we're gonna think about it. I think I'm gonna continue on with the Lucky River Ranch series because for one of these videos, one of these TBR videos, I ended up choosing Cash. And no, it wasn't this, was it? It was? Yeah, I think it was. And then I had it in a reading vlog. I'll link it if I find it. And I did not like it. I just thought, like, I don't know. I didn't like the MMC. The story was just kind of whatever to me. But then I read the next one, Wyatt, and I really, really liked it. I think I gave it 4.5 stars for what it is. For what it is. I'm more lenient on romance. So for what it was, I really liked it. But then I went on to Sawyer because they have the audios, so that's easy for me to read. And I went on to Sawyer and I didn't like it. So I have the rest. They're literally right here. I have Duke and Ryder. So we're going to choose Duke. If I can pull it out. They're like tight in here. Whoops. Duke. So yeah, I think this one I will like. I think that it's more reminiscent of Sawyer in terms of the MMCs. There are 5 brothers. This is Cowboy Romance. And Duke is one of the youngest. He's actually a twin. So Duke and Ryder are twins, and they are the ones that we're reading about last. But Duke is like flirty and playful, not as much as Wyatt. At least that he hasn't come off as flirty as Wyatt, which was book 2's guy. But he's very playful, and I like that about him. And we are finally getting Wheeler in the picture, which Wheeler, the MMC of the first book, this is her best friend. So she's been in the books from the beginning. And we do see her in the books. So now we're gonna see at the end of the last book, you know what this is about. And let's see, it says one chance meeting on a Texas ranch, one wild, too charming cowboy, one snowed in night that changes everything. If you know, you know. I don't know that it says exactly what happened, and I'm not even gonna tell you because I feel like that kind of ruins it. The trope ruins it, like if I were to tell you. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this one. So we're gonna choose Duke for a cowboy romance, and I hope that I like it. And I am considering unhauling Cash and Sawyer, but if I love Duke and Ryder, I'll probably just keep them. Number 4. So for prompt number 4, let's choose this one, another pink one, and it says a book with a 1-word title, which Duke would have worked for that. Unsteady works for that, but I kind of want to give something else a chance too, just to battle it out. Maybe something will catch my eye. So Unsteady is going to be one of the choices, but let's give it some competition. So as I said, Unsteady is a contender, which this is, what is this? I don't even know. I don't know if this is a hockey romance or what kind of romance this is. It says Reese is back. At least he's supposed to be. During last year's Frozen 4, like Final Four, but for hockey, the Waterfall University hockey captain and NHL legacy took a brutal hit that left him with a concussion and new discomfort on the ice. Plagued by nightmares and panic attacks every time he attempts to skate, Reese wonders if he'll ever play again or if he'll ever want to. Sadie Brown is staying focused this semester no matter what, currently drowning in debt, custody hearings for her younger brothers. Ooh. And skating practices. She's just trying to make it to the next day. A Spitfire figure skater known for her battle. Hockey player, figure skater. I've read the story before in Icebreaker, but this does sound like it has the potential to be a lot deeper than Icebreaker, because if you've read Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, which gets a lot of hate, I actually like it. I think it's fun. It didn't change my life or anything, but I did think it was fun. This sounds like it's a deeper story. So there's that hockey romance. And I guess it's like in the new adult category because they're in college. And then we have Hecate. I don't know how to say this. I mean, I used to know. I don't remember from my Greek mythology class. I feel like that's what it is. And if it's not, do forgive me. But I just bought this book in July. And I didn't realize that this author, Nikita Gill, is a poet. I didn't know that. And so this is a story told in poems. And that does not, you know what? This is out of my comfort zone. This is the one that I should have chosen because this is so not something that I like typically. But I have enjoyed stories that are told, you know, like poems essentially, like the Odyssey, which I need to reread the Odyssey. I just got Emily Wilson's translation. I do want to choose it, but I feel like I want to read this more. So also this is giving me, I mean, it literally says the witch, which I knew she was a witch because I am a lover of Greek mythology. But because I'm gonna read the Odyssey probably at the end of July, if I can squeeze it in, or at least start it, and it's gonna seep into August, we are gonna see the movie on like the end of July, like the 30th, 31st, something. So, you know, I've already read the Odyssey back in college, but I want to reread Emily Wilson's translation, or reread it and read her translation, because before I did what's the dude's name? It's like really, really popular. That's the one that I did. But apparently Emily just makes it just a lot easier to understand, and that's kind of what I want. Because the last time my professor was walking me through it, holding my hand, and this time it's just gonna be me. So we're gonna go with Unsteady, because we're on book 4 of this. I need to start it. So for our 5th and final prompt, we haven't chosen a green one and an orange one. Let's do a green one. Again, colors don't matter, but I just want to. This just says the caretaker. I put it in the wrong jar, I guess. We have to swap that. So let's choose another one. A book with multiple authors. Ugh. Okay. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head other than the Twisted Sisters, but I've been avoiding Zodiac Academy because I now have to switch to Ruthless Boys, and for some reason I've just been dragging my feet with it. I think it's because I don't have the audio, I just have the ebook. Also, it's like, you know, not something that I typically read. If you know, the romance situation. But I do want to read it because I want to continue with Zodiac Academy. So maybe that'll be a contender. But let me look at my shelves. Can you see anything? I mean, I don't think romance has a lot of like author. I know Brandon Sanderson wrote some stuff with some other people. Cassie Clare tends to do that, like with Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson. Ooh, no, she wrote The Dark Artifices by herself. Let me look. Why am I just trying to think off the top of my head? Let me look. I was looking at the shelves and nothing really stood out to me, like having 2 authors. Like, I didn't go book by book, but I did do a general sweep of all the shelves, and I didn't find anything other than the Twisted Sisters, which, oh, you know what? I do have a book by them that is outside of Zodiac Academy. Yeah, I do. And I feel like I have to choose it because I put the prompt back. Which one was it? Not that one. Not that one. Where the heck is it? Here it is. We're going to have to go with that one. I didn't want to because I don't want to read that book. I don't feel like it right now. I don't feel like it's the vibe. But we've got to honor the prompt. And there is, in fact, a book that I can read by them. Here it is. It is Hollow by the Twisted Sisters, which the reason I don't seem excited about this is because I feel like I've heard nothing but negative things about this. I feel like people really didn't love this book, and yeah, I'm just not very excited for it, but the artwork is gorgeous. I will give it that. So I guess we'll see. Book 2 will be coming out at the end of the year. So I guess that's, you know, a plus. But I'm not super excited about this one. I'm not gonna lie. The great hunt begins once every 50 years, and only the champions willing to face death to shatter the curse dare to enter the champions and me. That sounds like Starside, which I just read because my book club chose it. It sounds exactly like that. I'm not saying they copied each other or anything. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, like, you know, romantasy. I'm no warrior, no swordsmith, and certainly no fae, but the forest is my only hope. To enter those trees is to walk willingly to my demise. But I need the boon the forest will grant the winner, and I'm willing to risk it all for a chance at claiming it. Yep. I just never expected to face him beneath these trees. The beast who strikes fear into the desperate people of all lands. The monster who commands a legion of hollows and makes our plight 1,000 times worse. The hollows... Well, that guy does not look like a monster, let me just say. The hollows are empty of all things, but none are so heartless as him. Prince Bane intends to be the death of me, but I have an oath to fulfill before I'll ever let him have me, and I'll do whatever it takes to achieve it. I'm Ferris Creed. It's a weird name. And I'm going to unite the lost spirits who once bound the wandering trees in place, return the scattered amulets to the core of its corruption, and use the winner's boon to change my fate. Come wretchedness or torment through trickery and deception, I will get what I came here for, and no one will stand in my way, not even Prince Bane. Yeah, I'm not excited about this, not gonna lie. But it has been chosen, so let's recap what I chose. So we'll start off with Hollow by the Twisted Sisters, a romantasy. Then we have Unsteady by Peyton Corrine, a romance. Duke by Jessica Peterson, another romance. We have The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. I believe this is just, general fiction. And then Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker, a horror. So we do have a little mix. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I feel like I expect to enjoy my time with the romances. Hopefully, one of them stands out to me. I'm expecting to enjoy The Correspondent just because everybody else does. I don't know what to think about Japanese Gothic and Hollow. So I guess we'll see. Maybe I will include them in a reading vlog, but yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today as we chose my August TBR. As always, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you very soon with another one with the wrap up in a couple days. Bye.